Shut up, Thunder. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Poorboys Little Homestead slash
Papaw's place.
As always, if this is your first time here, thanks for dropping in. Feel free to drop in anytime you feel, my friend. Well, good morning, guys. How y'all today? Guys, today we're finna do a little update on my chicken math I've been doing. Now, for some of you that didn't see the first video, I attach it above up here if you want to go back and see it, but I'll give you a quick little rundown. I'm swapping over to Breese Chickens, that's B-R-E-E-S-E. I'll pop you a picture up here of what a Breese chicken should look like. Well, back when I started out, I ordered from Breese Farms. It should have been 1 rooster and 2 hens, juvenile birds. Well, as they grew bigger, I ended up with 2 roosters and 1 hen. So I contacted Mr. Justin back at Breese Farms, and he was going to send me another hen to replace that one, and I went on and ordered another hen just so it wouldn't be shipping. He wouldn't be shipping one bird when I could go on and get 2 birds for the same shipping price as one. But anyway, when they arrived, got gnats out here bothering me, but when they arrived, he had threw an extra bird in there, and we'll look at them in a moment. Well, then I got with Miss Mandolin Royal over at ARCADIAN Orchard. If y'all ain't never seen her channel, if you into Breese chickens, you may want to check out that, because she's got a breeding program she's been doing. Well, anyway, I ended up getting about, I can't remember, 18 or 19 eggs from her, and I hatched out 14 Breese Chicks. Well, I started weighing mine about every 2 weeks, and the ones I got from Breese Farms, because I wanted to see if her breeding program was going to show up when I got to the age that the ones I got from Breese Farm, when I started weighing them, when these got to that age, I'd have a record and I could see where they was at weight comparison. So we're gonna go around here and we're gonna look at these birds. Now, like I said, my older ones I started out with was Tornado, old Thunder over there. Some of you's gonna know him from Lightning, but Colton says he crows and makes so much racket when we out here, he renamed him Thunder. Also, we got rid of Tornado, because we're gonna pick us another rooster out of the ones that I hatched from Miss Mandolin Royal's eggs, and he'll name him Tornado, he said. So Colton does the naming of the animals, and Papaw just goes with whatever he wants to go with. But I'm gonna see after I show y'all the chickens and talk about them, we're gonna go up there to the computer. I done got all the dates and the weights all on a spreadsheet on my computer. I got a little Excel sheet I put together where I can track these, and y'all might be a little surprised of how these weights is coming out. So let's go over here and take a look at the chickens. So guys, I was wrong just a moment ago. I think I told y'all I started out my very first order from Breese Farms was 1 rooster and 3 hens is what I ordered, and what I ended up with was 2 roosters and 2 hens. Well, one of the hens, old Thunder here, he's a little rough rooster, and he done got rough with her, and I don't know if he broke her back, paralyzed, or pinched a nerve or what, but I give her a couple weeks and she wasn't recovering, so I had to do away with her. So out of the 4 I started out with, the oldest ones, and we'll see the date I got them when I get to the spreadsheet. All I got left out of them is just old Thunder here. Get out behind that post. And the reason I chose to keep him, y'all see he's got that white in them earlobes. His legs ain't the darkest blue, but they are got a little dark to them. And he's got some yellow tint to him. He ain't that white, he's got a yellow tint to him. The only thing I see that I don't like about him, he is just a little bit of knock-kneed if he ever turn around backwards. But other than that, them white in them earlobes is the reason he got to stay over Tornado. Now the other big hen I got the only one, the oldest hen. I think she's in the nest box here. Get out of here so we can look at you this morning. She must hasn't laid her egg because she don't want to come out of here. But there she is. Like I said, I had 2 of them, but that's the only one that survived. And you can see she's a pretty hen. Got a little dark in her legs. She ain't got no white in her earlobe. Yeah, Thunder, we hear you. Yeah, she won't get back in there and lay her eggs. So we're gonna leave her alone and go look at the rest of them. So after I weighed my chickens, I split them up how I wanted them for the time being. And this little pen, wake up, chicken. And this little pen here, this is the ones when Mr. Justin at Breast Farms sent me another, supposed to be in 2 hen or a hen, and I purchased a hen, then he throwed in an extra rooster. I ain't sure if that one in the middle there is a late developer and gonna be a rooster, or is that just a hen that's a little older than the other one and got a bigger cone. I ain't sure at this point. Again, we'll look at the dates on these chickens, because this is where y'all gonna see. I want y'all to get a good look at these birds. We're gonna start seeing some weight comparisons. But even if he turns out to be a rooster, like I said, I'm not sure at this point. His tail feathers is sticking up like a rooster. His cone's a little tall like a rooster. If he is a rooster, whichever one shows me the prettiness out of them 2 will be the ones that stay. And I know I'm not going to contact Mr. Justin back for another hen, simply because I got some more that I've hatched myself now. I got enough to get myself started. That's about the best shot I'm going to give y'all on these 3 right here, but I want y'all to look at them so y'all can remember this when we start looking at the weights and the age of these birds. If that second one is a rooster, back there on the back now, his legs are going to be a little bit darker than the one there on the front. And y'all see I got put green. I use little bitty zip ties and I put them on there loosely so I can keep up with these birds in case I mess up and get them mixed up with my other ones. I got different color zip ties, green on one and yellow on the one I got from Miss Royal. Now my big one, Thunder, and the big hen in there, of course they so much bigger and they in a different pen. I ain't never gonna get them mixed up. So now let's go look at the ones I hatched out. So first we're gonna go look at the little roosters. I got them all roosters out here by themselves in my round pen, I call it. This is made out of an old trampoline frame. I'll attach a video above if you want to see me building a chicken pen. This is actually started out of duck pen at one time, out of a trampoline. Y'all get up. You need to see, get a look at y'all, get up. I'll see if I can zoom in where y'all can see them. But that is the 5 roosters that come out of the hatch that I hatched from the eggs myself from Miss Royal. And I don't know if y'all can tell just by sight, but y'all, I want y'all to just look at the size of the birds. And then we get in weights and y'all can see the age difference. And that's, you're gonna understand why I was doing this tracking. If you've seen my video and wondered why in the world is he doing this. But I put them all out here together, and as they get up there around eating age, then I'm gonna pick out the best one, the prettiest one, my favorite. And that's gonna be Tornado, that we keep for our breeding purposes. So now let's go look at the hens. Now guys, out of all the ones I hatched, I had 2. I can't remember if it was 2, it may have been 3, because that one there's a little run itself. Right here on the end. But I had 2 of them, and usually just like, I'm new to the hatching chickens, but as far as hatching quails, anytime that a quail didn't hatch with the rest of them and hatched the next day, usually they didn't make it. Even if they made it for a week or 2, like I lost 2 of these when it got to the extreme heat and 3-digit temperatures, the 2 little runts, they didn't make it through the heat, and that other one there, like I said, it's a lot littler. But anyway, the rest of them, that's what they look like. You see I got yellow bands on their feet. Come on, y'all move around. Guys, my pens, I can't get in there. I got little short pens. I ain't got walk-in pens. Just hoping they'd walk around and give y'all some shots from the front and back. Now all I've done is I just weighed them. Actually, me and Coop weighed them a couple of days ago. He wanted to help Papaw weigh them, and when I split them up and put them in the pens how I wanted them. But no more hens than I got here. It don't matter what I got. That's what I'm gonna be starting out hatching some eggs on. I gotta start somewhere. I'm just gonna keep my best 2, maybe 3 roosters, and then I'll split them up, put some of the hens that was from Mandolin Royal hatch with the rooster from Breese Farms. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna split them up and do some crossbreeding between the two different lines. They all breast chickens, but they from 2 different places, and to me it's better to do it like that than to keep breeding the same rooster to the same hen. And that's kind of how I done it when I done my rabbits. But anyway, there's y'all a shot of what they looking like. Now let's go get to the computer, to the program sheet, and let's see what the ages are and what the weights are at this point. Alright guys, y'all see the cursor moving on the screen right here. So when I'm talking, that'll be what I'm talking about. But you can see I got a spreadsheet set up on Excel here. Just called it my breast chicken records. The first 4 breast chickens I got, like I said, it was Tornado, which was Lightning then. Coach and renamed the Thunder right there. And 2 hens. Came from Breese Farms, Justin. Date of birth was approximately March the 23rd, because I don't know the exact date of birth on these chickens when they sent to me. I just know they was juvenile birds, and I can't imagine them being under 6 weeks old when they were shipped to me. But anyway, y'all can see I just weighed them the first time back on 7/22 of 23. I'm saying they was 4 months old. And Lightning, which is Thunder right there, weighed 5 pounds, 4.5 ounces. One of the hens was 3 pounds, 1.5 ounces. One of them was 4 pounds, 11.2 ounces. And I got a note there, darker legs. The good thing is, that one there with the darker legs is the one that I still have. Tornado, he was gone. I didn't even weigh him because I knew he wasn't staying around. Again, I lost this other hen. Old Thunder right there, he done hurt her being so rough with him, and she didn't make it. So now we're gonna move on to the second chickens I got from Breese Farms. Date of birth approximately July the 1st of 23. Again, I don't know the dead exact date, but on 7/22 of 23 when I'm weighing them, I'm saying they 6 to 7 weeks old over here. The rooster weighed 1 pound 4.1 ounces or 20.1 ounces. Hen 13.7 ounces. The other hen 14.9 ounces. Now again, I'm still at the point out there, I don't know if I'm going to end up with 2 roosters and 1 hen out of that or what's going on. Weighed them again on 7/30 of 23. I'm saying they was 8 to 9 weeks old. And the rooster weighed 1 pound 8.9 ounces. If you back up over here, that's a gain of 4.8 ounces. The hen weighed 1 pound 0.4 ounces. That was a gain of 2.3 ounces. Again, guys, you gotta follow my cursor here because I got the gain over here in red. The other hen was 1 pound 3.8 ounces, which was a gain of 4.9 ounces. Which, if that's a hen, that may be a rooster. Now I'm gonna move the screen on over again. I weighed them again on 8/15 of 23. 11 to 12 weeks old. You got 1 pound 10.6 ounces on the rooster. That's another gain of 1.7 over from the last weighing. So the rooster didn't gain that much. But the hens, 1 pound 5.8 ounces, gained 5.1 ounce. The other one was 1 pound 13.3 ounces, gained 9.5 ounces. So the rooster, if you look back, the rooster done his gain between the six and 7 weeks and the 8 and 9 weeks where he got most of his gain. So that's kind of stuff that's interesting to me. And then I went to the next time I weighed them, which was on 9/3. And today is actually 9/5, guys. So me and Coop weighed them all again on 9/3. And the rooster weighed 2 pounds 10.2 ounces, which he made a big gain of 15.6 ounces that time. The hen weighed 2 pounds 1.6 ounces. She made 11.8 ounce gain. And the other hen / our rooster was 2 pounds 12.8 ounces, which made a 15.5 ounce gain. So I ain't gonna go through this whole list of the ones that I hatched from Miss Royal, but you can see I kept them. What I want to show you is on 7 weeks old, which when I weighed them 2 days ago, they were 7 weeks old. And that ain't to the day now, that's, I'm rounding it off within 2 or 3 days. They 7 weeks old. And you go back up here to them ones from Breast Farms, you got to go back over here and look. That's when I started weighing them 6 to 7 weeks. But that ain't gonna matter. We're gonna jump on over here. I'm gonna show y'all. The ones I hatched at 7 weeks. There's the hens listed first. 29, I done them in ounces, so they'd be, I should have been doing this in ounces all along. But it's 29.3 ounces, 29.4 ounces, 26.5 ounces, 25.5 ounces, 32.1 ounce, 31.8 ounces, and 20.8 ounces. That's the hens. The roosters is 32.9, 31.7, 34.7, 43.5, 39.6. Guys, that's at 7 weeks old. So you jump back over here. These other 3 at 11 to 12 weeks old was 26.6 ounces, which I didn't convert that in ounces, but 1 pound, that's 16. 21.8 ounces. I didn't put that one in there. Let me go and do that. 21.8 ounces. And the other one was 29.3 ounces. Now that's what I'm going to show y'all guys. That's 11 to 12 weeks old. Back over here at 6 to 7 weeks old, that was 20.1 ounces, 13.7, and 14.9. So that's how much these chickens is difference. So her breeding program of breeding healthier, bigger chickens, meatier, that she's been doing for the last 7 years, right now is showing up to me. Because I had some to compare them with that I didn't get from her. And I'm gonna keep doing this. Y'all see I got total, average totals, which this time, since 2 is missing, the average gain per bird, that didn't calculate out with the other ones because I had 14 birds in, but that don't really matter. The main thing is I'm comparing her breeding program and what she's saying her birds is bigger and healthier by following a program like that, to me, is showing up right here. Now what I'm curious about when they get grown age is what I want to see. And that's where I go back and I'll weigh Thunder and that other hen, and I'll get me a weight on them. And I keep doing mine until they get grown, because I want to see. This is what I'm doing with all this chicken math. So there you have it, guys. Some of you was wondering why was I doing my chicken math when I done that first video, and that's why I'm doing it. Now again, some of you gonna say, well, what does all that really matter? Well, it don't matter if you just raising chickens and you want chickens just to have them, or egg layers. But just like with the rabbits, when I started raising them a few years ago, I kept working like this till I get the most meat off of the rabbit for meat rabbits per pound. And also you want to keep the characteristics of the breed of the rabbit. You don't want to be American blue rabbit and start coming out with some white or black rabbits out of them, which you occasionally can, because that's how they was bred way back many years ago. So if something like that come up, you wouldn't want to keep breeding. Now I'm kind of starting out with a small little amount here, and I'm always going to stay small, so mine ain't 100% about the meat, because I'm always going to eat the smallest of them. And every time I hatch some, I'm only going to keep one rooster that's the prettiest, and I'm kind of looking for them white in that earlobe and them dark legs and a pretty bird. But yet, yes, the size is going to be involved in that too. Now, you slowly weed that out. It's going to be, for me, like I said, it ain't like I'm going to hatch a lot every year. I'll probably hatch 20 birds a year just for myself. But every year I keep my best ones and my heavy ones, just like Mandelin's been working on for the last 7 years, and try to keep this going and get bigger, healthier, meatier birds for the dinner table, for the egg laying, and just all around having the prettiest breast chicken that you can get. Like I said, I like that white in that earlobe, and I like them dark legs, because that's what they supposed to have, and that's something I'm working toward myself. So what have I been feeding them? And I know some of you's been wondering that. Well, I'm gonna pop up a picture here and I'll show you. Now when I first hatched, when the biddies was first hatched, I bought 150-pound bag of chicken starter, non-medicated chicken starter, which was 22% protein. After I fed that bag up Then I started feeding mine, since I have quails and I buy this game bird, and it's for chickens and everything. It's game bird starter grower here. I'll show you the picture. But it's a 28% protein feed. Now the chickens that I got from Breese Farms, I don't know what he started them on, so I don't know that first 5 to 6, 7 weeks, ever how old they was when he shipped them. I know they couldn't have been under 5 weeks. I figured they wasn't under 6 weeks, to tell you the truth. That's why I went to 6 to 7 weeks on that. Because I don't know. I don't have 100% something to tie that down to. But I don't know what he fed them, but from the time I've had him, they've eat this 28% protein game bird feed, and they get all they want. The feeder stays full all the time. Now once my Thunder and the hens over here got bigger, and I put them in there with my hens, now they got game bird feed in one feeder they need all the time. They got corn in another feeder they need all the time, and they got 22% protein laying pellets they need all the time. And I still come out and throw them a little handful of scratch feed in the morning or in the evening when me and Copeton just wants to give them something, a little snack. So they get all they want to eat. Now some of you gonna be probably saying that's too much protein. Well, I don't know. That's just everybody's on their own opinion about that. That's just, I've raised quails and I don't see no sense in buying 2 different kinds of feed. So that's what I'm working with, and that's what I'm going with, right or wrong. Now later on if something may get me to change, but right now that's what I'm going with. So my chicks started out with 1 bag, and when they eat that bag up, they've been converted over to the game bird starter grower, and they'll stay on it until the roosters is whenever I decide to pick my one out and process them. Somewhere around 16, 18 weeks is what I'm shooting for. They say about that 16, 18 weeks is the best as far as your meat and tender wise. And I'll be ready to get rid of them by then. I don't like feeding animals that ain't doing me no good, so I ain't gonna have a bunch of roosters running around out here. But guys, I hope that was interesting to you. Like I said, if you ain't never checked out Madeline Royal's channel, go over and check it out. She puts a whole way lot more into this than what I'm doing. Cause like I said, I didn't show y'all when I was weighing them, and my pens, the way I'm set up, I can't just get them out once a week or every 2 weeks and conveniently just to fill them over and see who's growing best at that point. Whenever I want to weigh them, that's when I kind of give them a feel. But after they get to the proper age, that's when I'm going to pick out what I want. And even though the one I saved may have been the slowest maturity wise, just say a rooster, he may have been slow to mature, kind of like Thunder there. The whole time I thought Thunder was a hen. He was slow to mature. But then when he matured, boy, he went to crowing. And I'm talking about he whooped Tornado up one side and down the other, which I don't like that because he's a little rough. But he ain't mean. We can go in there and coach, and he don't ever bother us. But what I'm saying is, he was a slow maturing rooster, and that means a lot to some people. They want the ones that mature quickest and all of that. Well, he just looked so much better than Tornado did when he did turn into a rooster and mature. And them white earlobes, just that was the bone breaker for me, is why I kept him over Tornado. Also, if you're looking to get into some of these chickens, Breese Farms, call up Mr. Justin. He's a very nice fella to talk to, or he always has been with me. Very nice on the phone. And I figure if I called him, if this one turns out to be a rooster again, I figure I'd call him, he would send me another one. But like I said, now I done got enough to start. I'm not even gonna bother the man about that, because I understand it's hard to ship out birds at 5 to 6 weeks old and get it 100% right. If you order, just like the first time I ordered 1 rooster and 3 hens I ended up with 2 roosters and 2 hens, and he replaced that. But I understand the fact that that's just hard to do, and I got what I want. I got enough to get started, so I'm not gonna bug him. But like I said, if y'all want to get started in some breast chickens, get online, look up Breast Farms. It's right up here in Mississippi. Actually, it ain't about 4.5 hours from my house. But also, you may want to contact Miss Madeline Royal over on her channel, because I think she's getting into where she's selling eggs still. But I'm telling you, you don't have to get on her list, because it's going to be a long waiting time before you can get some eggs for her. But if you want to get some eggs from her and hatch your own, and actually I think that's the best way to go, is get you some chickens from one place, or eggs, get them from 2 different places, what I'm saying. That way you have 2 different lines, because you don't want to keep breeding the same blood over and over and over. But so if you start out with 2 different ones like me, I can cross up this rooster with these hens. Now I may still breed one of my hens, my roosters from Madeline that hatched. It may have a hen or 2 put in there with him that's from that litter. I don't know, but I'm gonna try to keep that broke up. But guys, if you got any questions, like I said, I'm not a chicken man. I'm just showing y'all what I'm doing. I hope y'all can see this on that computer screen good, because like I said, I just jot stuff down on a piece of paper and a notebook when I'm out here weighing, and then I'll go put it on that spreadsheet on a computer, and that's the way I can track it and always got it. But as always, guys, if you ain't never subscribed to my channel, please reach down there and hit that subscribe. Don't cost you a thing, but it does help me grow my YouTube channel. Don't never know what kind of videos you might see Papaw doing. And as always, I hope y'all have a great day and a blessed week. God bless. See y'all next time.